Hello guys, let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, as always, so we can dive in. Sorry for a little bit of delay. Hello Chaitanya, hello everyone. Excited for this week. We've got RBA. Okay, perfect. Let me just set the chat here so I can see what you all saying. Perfect. And I've got a few surprises for you. Let me just notify the Discord and Telegram community and we can dive in. I'm also going to accept Angel into lobby. Hello, Angel. How are you doing?
Hey, what's good, guys? How are you, Jake?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How about you? All good?
Wonderful. Yeah, great. I hope everyone is doing great as well.
Okay, I just said that I'm going to notify the Discord community Telegram. Ken is going to be about 15, maybe 20 minutes delayed. He's going to definitely join a little bit later, guys, just so you know. I've got a few news that I wanted to share with you, and then we can dive into the market. I'll do the Forex because we've got RBA, so $1 trillion is going to get ahead, and then Angel's going to do the indexes.
Wonderful. Let's go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, and quickly the Discord. Jump early final. You look smart, apparently, Angel.
You say what?
Astafix said that. Someone in the chat said that you look smart, apparently, in those classes.
Oh, that's thanks. Thanks.
Okay.
I cannot see without glasses, but let me check the chat as well.
Okay, perfect. So where do we start? Let me also open this here. Perfect. So, guys, firstly, news. What happened with the E8? So maybe a lot of you already spotted, but basically we launched a new E8 signature account. And the biggest advantage of it is for those of you who trade multiple markets. Like if you trade Forex, futures, or cryptos, the E8 signature has the same rules within all the three markets. So basically, week ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever you were trading E81 on Forex and then you wanted to trade futures, you had to go with Model 1, Model 2, Model 3. That has kind of different rules. Now, we simplified everything, and E8 signature just give you the same rules across all the markets, which is good. At the same time, a lot of people since E8 Pro were asking for daily posts to get back. So you don't basically blow up your account. Right now with the E8 signature, you've got daily posts back. So it's again 2% as always. And once you're in a simulated funded stage, you get the daily posts. And then basically you are kind of safeguard, because from what I saw, a lot of you guys unfortunately failed the daily drawdown, which you should be very careful about. I mean, if you fail the initial drawdown, it happens, but daily you should be you should go very easy on it. And now with the E8 signature, it's going to be just fine. Also, with that being in mind, with E8 signature, the new account being introduced, I thought that we're gonna do giveaways for the E8 signature, and we're going to level up because we don't have 10 5k E8 signature accounts, so we're gonna do 50k accounts, which is pretty big upgrade. But yeah, we are going to do 50k giveaways of the E8 signature. That going to be included in the live stream sessions. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, as we are not even doubling the accounts, because the biggest one we gave so far was 10k. So I need to find a new way to do these giveaways. I was thinking of a couple of options. The first one was that the winners will join me on the next Monday session, and then me and the winners will have 48 hours. Whoever do more percentages or better performance than me will get the account from those chosen. Or we can have a game of chess with the winners, and if you beat me, you get a 50k account. Yeah, I'll figure out something, guys, and then we can dive in. I think either on Wednesday I will announce the winners, and then till Monday I'll figure out something. So That's going to be pretty chill. No chess, Jake. Okay, no, we don't have to do chess. It was just a suggestion. Are you good at chess? Well, actually, recently I got back into chess, so kinda. I don't think I'm pro, but not doing bad.
Well, the last time I played chess was like 2 years ago, maybe. So.
Yeah, me too. And just 3 months ago, I saw an advertisement on chess.com. I said I'll give it a go, and then
Oh
of course
yeah.
I lost a lot of games, but finally getting back to it. Yeah, it was just a suggestions, guy. It doesn't have to be chess. It will be something competitive. So I'm finally kind of finishing my scalping strategy. So I said also it's going to be fun. If I'll provide winners, let's say 10 winners with account, I'll get the same account. I'll share the number of the account. I'll share it live on the live stream. So, I'm not cheating. And then whoever from those 10 people will do better results or deliver better results, more percentages, he gets the account. Yeah, we'll figure it out, guys. Don't worry. So that's as for the news. It's going to be pretty exciting week. Also, if you're interested in the EA signature, it's already on the market website. We did a little bit of upgrade on the homepage. So basically, you can click just Forex, futures, or crypto, which was added recently. There's more cryptocurrencies for you guys to trade. I mean, a lot of you are fans of trading during the weekend. Sorry, just too hungry for passing the account. Nothing against it. So now you have more options to trade during the weekend. Okay, let me open the chart so we can dive into the markets. Probably that what interests you the most. Before Ken gets back, I'm gonna do the Forex analysis, I would say, and then Angel, if you can, deliver the indexes.
Of course.
Perfect. So my last trade, unfortunately, and I can share that as well. My last trade on Australian dollar, Japanese yen, I thought it was a winner, guys. No, it wasn't. Just I can share the screen actually, show you the entries, because the entries that I did on the trade that I shared was just perfect. But then, unfortunately, didn't get any profits from it. But still, I'm still Australian dollar bearish, so no worries. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see the entries, but this is a 1 hour chart. And basically, I first entered in here after the live stream. We got a little bit bearish momentum. Then again, market reversed. So I said, okay, we are taking, as most of the people say, stop losses. We are taking the orders above high. And I've entered again on the top of this bearish candle. And then again, it happened. So I said, okay, this entry was kind of sniper though, but still get the bearish momentum. And when I was here, I was actually already in a good profits from those two positions at the top. So I was thinking about closing, I don't know, 1.4, 1.5%. I did not. And then I woke up to this bullish candle. So unfortunately closed it somewhere here and got into the loss. And nevertheless, I'm still above initial balance on the E8 account. So at least something. And I still do believe that we are going to get that Australian dollar bearish momentum. I'm going to switch to the trading view now.
Do you have some sort of plan to when to go break even, or when to decide like the trade is not going your way, so you just head out of the trade?
Yeah, I don't have exact strategy, but when I give it 3 trades, usually I don't do martingales. That's a system which I don't do, and I don't really recommend it. I've tried it, never successful with it. Basically, that if the market goes against you, you double the position and then again, and once the market reverses, you can basically close the trade at the very first entry or even the second entry and still end up being profitable. But I entered with the same lot size all the time, and then when I saw the bullish candle, I just saw it's time to get out of the trade, because I should do it earlier when the market is not developing according to your plan, according to what you're expecting. You should just get out. But at the same time, I'm a swing trader. I saw so many situations like this. And even after 12 years in trading, still doing the same mistakes, guys. So yeah, let
Yeah,
me briefly.
that's why I was pretty much asking, because since you're actually swing trading, so
Mm-hmm.
just have an idea how do you manage the trades in such occasions, like pretty much when you're about to hit a stop loss or when you decide to go break even.
Yeah, it's just spontaneous decision. Whenever I don't see the market developing accordingly, I just get out because fundamentally speaking, I'm still bearish on Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Potentially, as we have this week RBA decision, which I again believe it's going to get a little bit bearish, or even more than that, a little bit, then my buyers are still towards the downside on this pair. So I didn't want to get it out, but I don't at the same time on those three positions. If I'd have one positions, I don't mind to have stop loss 100 pips, but the three positions, it's a little bit too much. So
Yeah, of
also
course.
depends on how much lots I am in the market. So yeah, there's a lot of things that just uh, play a role in my decision making. And with that in mind, remember last time, guys, we were with kind of saying that RBA most likely will deliver the rate cut on the last decision, and they did not. So what I think is happening right now with Australian dollar, because if we go to, yeah, this is Australian dollar, we're getting some bullish momentum, and I think that's just the expectations that Bollocks, the governor of RBA, is going to do it again. So again, promising to deliver the rate cut, but eventually she will not. So in that regard, I think that's the bullish momentum source. And if she's going to actually deliver the rate cut this week, Australian dollar is just going to get burst, just going to fall down. Trust me on that. No financial advice, but yeah, we've been promised for so long from Ballox to deliver the rate cut. So yeah, it must happen. Hopefully. I won't be trading before that happens, but after that happens, yeah, I'll be in. Also, don't forget to at least go to Financial Juice and read about the press conference, because it is as important as the monetary policy decision. Because if they deliver the rate cut, but then they will switch the expectancies for another rate cut, so it will take them longer than what was expected. It might eventually end up being bullish, but the odds and the chances for Australian dollar to be bullish are very low, at least on this RBA decision. We'll see about that. We've got also. Let me just briefly also open the calendar, and so I know I can tell you what are the news. We're gonna use yeah. CME. I'm going to share the screen briefly before I dive into specific currency pairs that I have prepared now. I'm just going to let you know what you should be watching this week. So I don't know what calendar you're using. I think Ken is using the Forex Factory and also SME Trading Economics. But as I've mentioned several times, I like CME because they let you implement or import those events into Google Calendar that I use a lot. So that's why I'm using. And here, RBA decision. Actually, UK time, it's on Tuesday after the midnight. So just so you know, we've got the RBA decision this week. Tuesday, we've got the very important US CPI, because that's going to deliver, well, it's going to deliver a lot of volatility, but at the same time, it's going to be crucial for the Fed Watch tool. So the changes for the rate cut might be changing whenever the CPI is released. Definitely Ken is going to talk about it more. So Tuesday, CPI and RBA. Then we've got French and German CPI. I don't think that's going to cause a lot of volatility on the euro, but at least we have some expectancies what's going to be then for the euro area CPI. And then we've got from Australia labor market again. We don't have actually much other than GDP from UK and Europe. So I think the Australian dollar might be the most volatile pair for this week. So we'll see about that. So that's the news that I would watch. Let me see. Busy week. How you combine
busy
multiple
week.
time frame for conference? I'm sorry.
You asked
Oh
me?
yeah, Ken is waiting to get in. I'm going to invite him before I'll continue further.
Of course.
Hey guys.
Hello Ken, how are you doing?
Good man.
Welcome,
Happy
Ken.
Monday, guys. Yeah, well. How are you?
Not bad. All good.
Good.
Except the trade. I was just talking about it from the last week, the Australian to Japanese yen, which kind of didn't
Yeah.
go as I expected. But other
That
than that,
happens.
I'm doing great.
Good man. Good. Markets kicking off some volatility start of this week.
Yeah.
But
I was just speaking about the RBA and what we should be watching this week, because after the RBA, we've got the CPI, so Tuesday is going to be probably the most volatile. And other than that, we don't have much, because then we've got GDP from Europe and UK. So I think the Australian dollar will be most volatile this week.
yeah, agreed. It's quite a light week in the sense of economic events, but there's some there's a lot of important talking points right now in the market. One of those being Trump and Putin on Friday. This is a very important meeting where they're trying to obviously stop this war that's been going on for 3 years or so. But it's not just obviously politics, it's markets at the end of the day. This has an impact on obviously on a number of things, market sentiment, so on and so forth. So that's interesting. And then obviously everything that we've been going over in terms of this the Federal Reserve, right? These candidates coming in, Trump's puppets. It's still a lot of interesting things. I think where markets are caught a little bit, I don't know about you, but we're caught within a lot of consolidation when you look at dollar related. No one really knows. Well, it's unclear. If you're a swing trader right now, it's not the sexiest time to be trading. And then also, and the fact that it's August anyway. I see a number of people, a number of sort of close contacts of mine. These summer months tend to be quiet. There's a little bit of drawdown through sort of July, August right now, and that's normal for a lot of systems. So if traders are struggling right now, don't beat yourself up. Volume is like half of what it should be, because everyone's packed up and gone on holiday.
That's true. Actually, EURUSD and GBPUSD since April, we are basically at the very same level as we were in April, and we went since then till today. We went like 200 pips up and down. That was all like in that range. We were all the time. So the markets are just going sideways now.
And for
exactly.
SP500, August is the worst performing month of the year. So that's something to keep in mind as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I guess when September comes, I shouldn't see why we can't carry on with the bull run for stocks. I don't know your thoughts, Angel. You're more the indices expert, but I think if anything, a lot of risks have subsided in the market with regards to tariffs. They've calmed down a little bit. Geopolitical tensions calmed down in the Middle East. So, there's no reason as to why people can't come back to their desks and carry on buying stocks, in September, have a big September potentially.
Yeah, how's even the chances on Fed Watch 2? Didn't check yet. Anything particular happened there?
It's like 100%, well, 90% priced in, I think. 86 for September.
Yeah, 86. And then do we have any chances October and December?
Yeah, October, December are like 100% priced in. And all those boosted on the back of that weird NFP number, and then obviously a couple of Fed comments just teeing us up for multiple cuts with an S. And obviously
the September basically like for sure, right? And then if we take a look in October, there's already 55% chance of another rate cut. So if actually the CPI is going to get higher a little bit, might be kind of bullish for dollar, as the chances will get probably a little bit lower than 55.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still a bit confused when you refer back to the FOMC statement on the 30th of July, when Powell was basically pushing back on the rate cut. When you look at his commentary, they were just saying that no decisions have been made, on December rate cut. There's still a lot of tariff uncertainty, inflation's still high. But then all of a sudden, everyone, as soon as Trump starts throwing his toys out the pram, talking about, new governors coming in and all that, they change their tone within the space of a few days. So it's just a bit interesting. But look, I'm just listening to a number of things and reading quite a few reports. And this CPI reading this month, we should start to see some effects of the tariffs, of these higher prices, these tariffs on these goods. So, I mean, we'll be very surprised if we see numbers lower tomorrow. They should be higher, which is obviously those freaking 86% chance of probability of a rate cut should largely subside tomorrow. It should, which would be, as you said, Jake, it would be bullish for dollar. That's a chance for dollar to slap the bears in the face, really.
Yeah, and now the important question: do you believe that bullocks will already deliver the rate cut?
do I think they'll deliver it in September?
Yeah. No, this week. The RBA.
Yeah, okay. I think she will, but I think that she's going to come, because we can't expect her to. Yeah, she's going to do it. She's going to be hawkish. It's going to be a hawkish cut. We know what she's like. The fact that she was, held rates last decision, for her to then be like, I'm cutting rates and I'm super dovish now, woohoo, that's just not going to happen. This woman is going to stay as hawkish as she can be. And I think that rate cut's priced in. This should be bullish for AUD if they're obviously pushed back on further rate cuts. They're not going to commit to more. They're just going to say, look, let's observe this cut, see the impacts on the economy, and then maybe down the line we'll look at more. But it'll just be like a one and done. I'm done. And then AUD should strengthen on that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just saying to chat that if they like before you join in, even if they deliver the rate cut, I would be waiting for the press conference. I wouldn't just be getting in the market just based on that rate cut, because the bullocks might get again hawkish, as she likes to get. So we'll see about that. I'll probably wait for London session just to tell.
Agreed. I'm aligned with you there. I've put GBPUSD and EURUSD on my watch list, but the price action for both of those are just rangy at the moment. There's nothing at present. When I look at AUD related, because I'm just thinking of this, obviously, potentially if the bulls do come into play, right at this present in time, nothing's lined up and be like, yes, buy Aussie. When I'm looking at some of these Aussie pairs, I don't know what your thoughts are, but when I look at EURUSD, it's still obviously it's holding ground for now. GBPUSD, is ranging. There's nothing really sexy for Aussie long. Do you know what? Tell a lie. Let me retract that statement. If you look at Aussie Swiss, Aussie Swiss is looking interesting.
Aussie Swiss, Aussie Swiss towards we got a little bit higher, so there's a potential for get on better price. Yeah,
we've bounced off a very key monthly area, protecting 5200 essentially. 5200 is quite big support there. You can see it on the weekly. It's held, and it looks like we sort of bottomed out there, and we've broken at least the daily structure where we printed lower highs, lower lows, and now it looks there's room to run higher for a while potentially. And how I see it as well is, look, markets we're not back in safe havens right now at present. There's an element, as I say, there's an element of calm. So that would obviously be a bit negative for CHF. So I think there's some upside here potentially for Aussie Swiss. That would be the only thing that that'll tickle my fancy right now.
Okay. I was basically thinking about the US dollar. As if US dollar gets the higher CPI, the chances for the Fed watch to eventually for the rate cut get a little bit lower. I mean, for not just September, but October and December. And then probably if the RBA will do the dovish decision, I kind of like what's happening on Australian dollar, US dollar. If we probably bounce from the 550 of Fibonacci and go down, but right now I still don't believe that RBA will deliver it. But it would be my favorite pair if those two fundamentals happens.
Oh, you think the cut's not going to happen?
No. If the CPI gets higher in the US, if the cut is dovish, I mean, that would be my favorite pair to get in, like Australian dollar, US dollar. But other than that, you said Euro Australian dollar, which is holding at this level still.
Yeah.
What is it? 1.78? Is it? Yeah, 1.783. So yeah, it all depends on the press conference more than the rate cut. I don't think that she's going to back up now from the cut, so it's going to be just a press conference.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Do you want to share the charts? Should I stop sharing and pass it to you? Or
yeah, I'll have a share and run through.
Okay, perfect.
Share my screen. To be honest with you guys, I did a little bit of analysis on Sunday, but I knew today was going to be a bit of a weird one, so I haven't sort of committed to anything as of yet. So we'll just go through now, and I can just talk as if I'm and analyze in real time. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah. We can.
Cool. Yeah. So dollar, I can't really say much until tomorrow. Okay. Obviously, if that CPI does come out higher, then we're going to clear, the Dixie's going to clear this resistance here. I think obviously we have staged a good rebound after obviously this bearish structure as we've gone over for many weeks. So I won't bore you with details. Right now, when we look on the daily price action, you can see we are structured to the upside. High, low, high. This is a higher low. And now we have room potentially for a higher high back into reclaim this psychological 100 mark. Now, this is, as I said to you guys a couple of weeks ago, when and if we get here and we break, this is going to go clear. The reason being is, the reason being is it's a big, you see where we were contained for so long. This was the low of the range at psychological 150, and the upper part of the range really was here, bar this little fake out period here, was up at 106.40. So if this breaks back into this range, obviously it's going to have room to continue to rise. We had a nice big bullish engulfing there in July. So the foundations are there. It just needs the data. It needs the data. This is where fundamentals come into play, you technical warriors. This is where fundamentals come into play, because we need fundamentals to drive direction. So as Jake said, like, this is largely priced in. I think the good thing is for us, for volatility, for traders, the fact that there's a large probability of this happening, the good thing is there's a lot of room for disappointment. So the disappointment for the dollar bears would come tomorrow with this CPI figure. As I said, the figures are expected to be sticky. We're expected to see tariffs filter through to this number for sure, which should provide a higher reading, which means this can relax and come back down to maybe after the data drops down to like 60. But it might not reduce so much because, the FOMC, they're fearful clearly of Trump. So maybe markets thinking they might just still deliver the cut. Like the Bank of England. The Bank of England delivered a cut last week when, inflation's still high, but they still delivered the cut because the economy is softening. But one thing that baffles me, I was freaking out yesterday on Sunday, actually, because it just reminded me, I was having a chat with some other traders, and I'll just, like, the data in the United States, it baffles me, it's not that bad. So, the UK, the GDP was bad, right? We had a softening in GDP, contractions, we've had a softening in the labor market. But then everyone's like, the labor market's softening in the US. It's not that bad, it's not that deep. Look, the unemployment rate is 4.2% for a huge economy like the United States. That's very healthy. And it's weird because, like, we were at 4.2% in April. All these, I was going to use some really vulgar terminology then, but basically all these people that are like Trump's little puppies that are like licking his feet weren't saying that we had a bad labor market in April, but now because Trump's screaming for rate cuts, we had an unemployment rate going to 4.2%, where it's been before. They're like, oh, the labor market's bad now. One soft reading of jobs being added to the economy, one bad revision, which is, I still see that as a bit of an anomaly. I don't think this is a true reflection of the data. I don't know what happened there. So the US economy really at this stage doesn't need rate cuts. The unemployment claims are still low. Look at it. So we're only cutting rates to satisfy Donald Trump. That's it. So anyway, I think there's still, rant aside, I think there's room for dollar to carry on pushing to the upside for this higher high. Let's go to 150, see how we respond there. On the flip side, you know, euro is lost a little bit of ground. It's lost that, you know, that trade that we had where euro's stable. You know, I think we've just priced that in now. We know the crack with euro. These guys are continuing to cut rates. So as a, you know, from a yield perspective, obviously it's sort of reducing yields, reducing attraction for foreign investment. I mean, I'm just talking about a textbook here. Euro's still sexy as an economy. It's still stable, but I'm just saying, for argument's sake, yields are going down compared to the United States. They're keeping rates higher. So if we look at euro here, sorry, just on the weekly, bit of a weird sort of couple of weeks that we had. Massive bearish engulfing and left this wick. We didn't feel it last week because of that market's pricing those rate cuts from the Fed. And then on the daily, a little bit choppy, but flip side to the Dixie, we are printing lower highs and lower lows. Okay, and this is arguably a new lower high here. And what's good is that reversal candlestick, reversal doji, validated with that closure of below on Friday, and obviously we've had a follow through of some selling here on today so far. If we look at 4-hour structure, you know, we're clearly topping out. Okay, we have obviously been printing higher highs, higher lows, but now we're topping out here. You can see that sort of topping out price action. Whenever you see sort of this sort of consolidation, we run the risk of breaking structure, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're breaking structure here, sort of triple top in, neckline there, stops triggered to the downside. There would have been stops on these longs, stops triggered, and now obviously a continuation. So now I'm expecting euro to head south and yeah, come under a little bit of pressure. Obviously, it would make sense. I didn't see, first thing this morning, I didn't see an opportunity. You know, I was watching this potential. This looks really messy. But as you guys know, in terms of sort of on an intraday basis, when we do start, when we do have trends, or so say, for example, we were, obviously now we're bearish for euro, we started topping out, triple top. I would have looked for the liquidity sweep above the Asian high for those shorts, but we didn't see that. And then obviously we just had straight selling through, daily open, selling pressure, and then that neckline, obviously, as I say, 1, 2, 3, and then selling coming into play. And obviously you guys can see the structure for yourself. We're now printing lower highs, lower lows. So top down, we look bearish, all right? But for me, I'll be waiting tomorrow for potential swing entries, okay? Potential swing entries in intraday. As I said, what I want to see tomorrow is intraday, Asian range, right? Fake out above Asian range for tomorrow. So say we start forming the Asian range, like it's like the Asian range here, somewhere like this. Price goes, pushes above. Look for a reversal candlestick closure below. And then I'm going to be taking that trade, those shorts, okay? And then selling, basically, right? So that's what I'll be looking for potentially tomorrow. I'm liking this price action right now. It's looking bearish. With broken structure, we look to the downside. GU, I'm not so much bearish as euro because of obviously that hawkish rate cut from the Bank of England. This is obviously staged a rebound. Rate cuts were cut, rates were cut, but it wasn't unanimous. The Bank of England split, and they're probably not going to cut again for a little while. This is holding ground in comparison to euro. Bit of a bullish candle closer there last week. So I'm not a fan of shorting GBP versus dollar at this time. Okay, I'm not. I don't have much of a view on this for the time being. I'm sitting on the fence with GBP. All right, so the main thing that's on my watch list dollar related is euro. Okay, I'm not interested in GU. AUD, I'm really not interested in this price actions. I'm sure you can respect. Like, look at it, horrible. NZD, atrocious. Dollar CAD, even worse. And then I'm not really interested in dollar Swiss right now. So euro is the main thing that's on my watch list for this week. I will jump over to gold because I know people have been dropping it in the chat. So I'll just quickly have a look. Gold is obviously coming under pressure now. You know, we're not in a bearish trend with gold, so don't think that it's game over. We're still ranging. I'm just going to clear this up a minute, guys. Look, you can see the range. It's subject to breaking out of this range at some point. It's just a matter of when, not if, but when. Okay. Obviously, big rejection up here at the psychological 3.4K, 3,400. Ran into resistance, reversal candlestick, big bearish engulfing there today. I don't know with gold right now. Okay, what I do know is in terms of the next major daily zone, it'll be back down here again. Okay, be coming all the way back down here potentially. But right now, I'm not looking to do anything. The only way I'll look to do something in gold, guys, I can't predict. But the only way I look to do something is if we get those liquidity sweeps. As I said, we had them last week, right? Something like this. And tomorrow, I think it would be like looking for a bearish setup, a liquidity sweep above the Asian range high for the shorts, unless this structure changes. But right now, we're bearish. Okay, we are bearish. But you know, if you ask me, Ken, how do you know when it stops selling? I'll just look at the key areas, guys. That's it. I'm looking at the big daily areas, big 4-hour zones, and that's it. You know, for potential bounce. But right now, this is looks to be a bearish setup tomorrow, given this big bearish engulfing candlestick. So that's that. Bit of a, yeah. I don't know what your thoughts are on the moment, Jake. Gold.
Yeah, I just wanted to address a few questions from the chat, then I'll get back on the call.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I missed all the questions as well. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you want to go first or should I?
Yeah, go on. You go first. Go on.
Okay, so someone just was asking if the win ratio or risk reward is more important in my view. So basically, there's a correlation between the two. So it's not like one is more important than the other. I believe that for you as either beginner or slight advanced, you should focus more on your win ratio. So how profitable your strategy is. So whenever you have risk reward ratio 1, your win ratio should be like above 50%. But then also I saw so many strategies with a win ratio of 30, 35, but a high risk reward ratio. So you are taking less profitable trades, but when you catch that trade, you can make a lot of money on it. So yeah, just to answer that, both are very important, but if you'd ask me, I would go with win ratio and watch rather win ratio to make sure my strategy is profitable, like per trade that I take. So that was one. I think I saw one more about the swing positions. I don't have any right now. Probably I'll be entering some on Wednesday, but I don't know if I'll be trading the major and minor pairs. I'll probably do a few exotic pairs, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah, someone was asking also you if you are going to, because you were explaining the EURUSD short, and someone was asking if you'd be entering in London session after the Asian session sweep liquidity before the CPIs, as we have them tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, look, I would enter both. So if the intraday, so obviously the intraday for me, it should be quite a quick one. Typically speaking, when we get that sweep, if we get that sweep of the high, typically what I'm targeting is, say for example here, look, we had one up here. Obviously this is slightly different because we were in a bit of a bull market, but I'm just giving you the example up here. It happens quite quickly. Tends to, it should, not always, but tends to happen quite quickly. Look, this is at 9 a.m. So this is London. You know, so you're looking for that liquidity sweep above, stops just above that bearish rejection. And then typically speaking, I'm targeting the Asian range low. Okay, that'll be first targets to be done and dusted. Most of the time, it depends obviously how big of a rejection we get, because I might not get great risk to reward. Like on this one, is under 2. I like to look for 2 in terms of risk to reward, but if it's a high probability setup, I will take anything over 1. So I would take that position ahead of the data, and I will take 2 positions. So given that it's at the start of the week, given that we're at Tuesday tomorrow, if I do get the opportunity to short euro dollar, I will take 2 positions. One will be for my target for the Asian range low, which I'd expect to hit before the data. And then the second target would be a swing. The second trade would be a swing position, and then I'll be swinging that into, you know, our next major zone, which, to be honest, it's right below here. Okay, it will be around 1580, but I would be targeting down here at these lows at around 14 as a swing position. Okay, so yes, to answer your question, I will take positions ahead of the data. Okay, and given the fact that if I was a little bit if I wasn't so bullish on the fundamentals in the sense of I expect CPI to be higher. If I expected it to be lower, then I probably wouldn't take you know, 2 positions. But the fact that I'm aligned fundamentally and technically, I will take those positions ahead of the data. It's just like you're taking a trade technically because of your 1, 2, 3, 4 confluences, whatever. I'm taking a trade because regardless, I don't care about the fundamentals. I do, excuse me, sorry, I do care about the fundamentals, but they're aligned with my technicals. So I hope that makes sense. So I'll still take the day trade in anticipation that that data will just speed things up to my target anyway. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, definitely. Just want to address Super Johnny. Jake, how do you manage swing positions on prop account? Because many times a daily drawdown hit if hold more than 2-3 days because of pullback. Super Johnny, I'm not successful with swing trading strategy on prop firm accounts. Somehow I'm trying to just figure out some intraday or scalping, something intraday like Ken trades or something scalping, which would be better for me, at least like looking at the statistics of the markets. I mean, the vast majority of traders who are being successful are scalpers. And I told you guys already about 60 to 70% of successful traders at E8 are scalpers. So I'm just trying to figure out what works in scalping, but that's basically the other end, or as the biggest contrast to my strategy, swing trading strategy. So yeah, as I shared already on the one stream, the strategy that I'm trading, the swing one, I can do it a little bit more simplistic, explain it once again, but yeah, you probably won't. I didn't see many swing traders in prop firm industry. Actually, a few I did, but then it's mostly examples like Peter from Germany, who has the same account, trading the same account for 1.5 years, but then after 1.5 years, he managed to get 5K from E8, which is like not a bad money. It's still good, but then there are scalpers who make $5,000 in 4 hours. So yeah. That's something that interests me.
Yeah, I agree with Jake in the sense of like right now, because, you know, obviously as a fundamentalist, really, I should be a person. Naturally, I am a swing trader, okay? But given the conditions that we've had within recent times, as obviously you guys can see from the charts, like the most recent conditions, I've had to adjust and just focus more on my intraday, okay? Not necessarily, I wouldn't class my strategy as scalping. I class it more intraday. So, you know, I've made some adjustments. And I think in times like now, it's obviously, as I said, for the dollar related, you're just not right at this over the last couple of weeks. You're just not going to be a swing. You're not going to be a swing trader. You're not going to have many successful swings. It's just not going to happen in this choppy environment. Before all this, it was great. You know, we had some nice swings, as you saw, with that dollar weakness. Euro dollar was just clean to the upside. GU was clean. But you just have to know and be agile. I think if you want to have an income from trading, like long term, okay, and this is not everyone's going to agree with this, but I do feel like you need to be diverse, you know, in the sense, and agile, and be able to, if you're happy to just sit out for a month or a few weeks, and sit out. But I like to adjust personally. I've been in it longer enough to be able to adjust and try and continue to make money, because, you know, it's a source of income. So it's entirely up to you. But yeah, I think in terms of trading and long-term sustainability, I think it is good to be in and out of the market, especially with conditions like now, right? Make your money, get out. Make your money, get out. You know, there's too many risks, too many factors, you know, to just be sitting on trades, and for your trade to go into profit, comes a drawdown and take you out. You know, it's just, there's too many risks. Get in, get out. Quick pump and dump. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be said like that.
Guys, but you know what? Talking about swing trades, though, I'm interested in this GBP Swiss. All right, I'm interested in this GBP Swiss. The reason being is obviously what we noted there with those fundamentals with GBP regarding the rate cuts. It was hawkish cut. GBP Swiss came to really big monthly support, sort of protecting 107. Look, we haven't been below here for a while. Look, bam, bounce, bam, bounce. Like every time we've bounced here most recently. So it looked quite attractive. I didn't take these longs. I was eyeing them up on Sunday in my analysis. And yeah, just saw this big weekly, big bullish engulfing, and you can sort of see that protection of that nice little zone here, and you can see where it wants to go. It's going to be magnetized in towards quite quickly into 111.50, I think. And I was looking at this as a potential sort of a double bottom here, sort of near term, bam, 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 coming up to this neckline, see how we do there, and it has room to just sort of push back into sort of 114 territory. So I was liking a look at this, because structure is quite nice as well, with these clean higher highs, high lows, but very, very steep. I would like to see a little bit of a pullback, and I think we will, you know, and I'll look, maybe look at that tomorrow. But this looks nice for some longs. GP Swiss, as I said, with those not needing safe haven flows at the moment, Swiss francs having a bit of a tough time. So I'm eyeing this up for potential. I guess this would be a swing where I'd be looking here. The stops on this wouldn't be here the way they are now. I was just doing that for argument's sake, just having stops just below this zone. But depending on where we are in structure, I will be putting it. So obviously we're at higher high process right now. I'll be looking to put it below a higher low. Okay, when we get that higher low, and then I'll be having a couple of targets, near-term target 111.50, and then I'll have a second runner, smaller position running up for sort of 14 territory up here. So that's on my watch list tomorrow as well. So I've got euro dollar shorts, got GP Swiss longs on my watch list for this week.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. People already asking, sorry to cut you off, people already asking for Angel's analysis. So we can probably just give him his usual, so he can share the indexes.
Yes, sir. All right, so let me just share the screen.
Angel be like, I'm out for today.
Can you guys see my screen? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's a bit blurry for some reason. I don't know why. Sorry.
Is it?
Yeah, is it not blurry for you guys?
No, I see it. I see it good.
Oh, there we go. All good. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're still trading the same range as last week, trading deeper into the retracement area. As you guys can see, we finally tapped into the 4-hour gap that I was waiting for the price to take in, and we have an initial reaction from that gap. As you guys can see here, we could have get sales from this initial reaction on that day if you guys are trading intraday for sure. As you can see, the price after that reaction did not break the low that get into the gap. What does that mean? That higher lows and higher highs are still printing in the market. Even though we had an initial reaction here, we are still printing higher lows and higher highs. So what do I mean by that? We had this low here, and this was the leg that get into the gap. If we want to see more sales, we want to see displacement out of the low that get into the gap, and then a retracement into that leg to keep shorting, right? Right now, the price after the reaction just get into another 4-hour gap here and traded back into the range. Right, so right now SP500 is pretty much stuck into this gap. We swept the previous daily high, so now we are here, right? So tomorrow after the data, I'm gonna be waiting for more like again displacement, right, into the lows to get a confirmation from this gap, because right now while we're still respecting higher lows and higher highs, we'll see the market trading higher, right? Which is what happened with Nasdaq. Just a little bit different. They're kind of printing SMTs on the highs and the lows. So I'll be getting into it shortly. But yeah, so pretty much finally, yes, get it into the gap. So we want to see how we trade from this high that we just swept, which is this is the previous daily high. I also use previous day highs and previous weekly highs and lows in the same way I use them with previous sessions, because those are kind of like key points where the price tends to reverse. You know what I mean? So right now, this is where we are with SP500. We had nice opportunities for sells and for buys as well in the same leg that we're trading right now. That is not the case for the Dow Jones, because we are still trading into the same daily gap here, which is the one that we discussed already. We are still stuck here, as you guys can see, and we already spoke about. This month can bring this this sort of consolidation profile on the market, right? But as long as you have a clear view to where the price is delivering, where the structure is, which highs and lows are getting respected, so that's something important as well. As you guys can see from the Dow Jones, we had an initial reaction from the gap, and this time we actually displaced the low, and the price traded back, retracing from it. So right now I'm going to be waiting for Dow Jones to look for new lows. Right, we finally trading out of this retracement here, so we are starting to get more and more downside momentum, right? So I'll be waiting for tomorrow to take out pretty much this low with the news, right? So it's a little bit different because it's on SP500 we kind of on the waiting lines to see what's going on. This one it's pretty much more confirmed because we have structure, we have displacement, we have a retracement, so it's a little more clear. If we go to the Nasdaq, as you guys can see here, we also had a reaction for the 4-hour gap. We traded back into it. We actually breaking the gap, and now we're trading higher and higher. So that was pretty much the idea that we are still bullish, right? We are still trading high, all-time highs on the higher time frame. So of course we are never looking to try to pick a top, right, for the price. So this is always something that you gotta keep in mind when you're looking for sells. But of course, you need to have a lot of context. So as for today, I took a beautiful long on Nasdaq. It was a 1-to-1, 1-to-2 kind of thing. It's a 1-to-2, 2.4. The idea was what I was mentioning. So right now for Nasdaq, it's different to SP500 and Dow Jones because there's nothing here on the left actually trying to to get the price on the different direction, apart from of course this gap here. Now we also have this higher gap here where the price is trending, right, which is this one. So today I was actually looking for the price to hit all-time highs on Nasdaq. I know we're a little far from it on SP500, but today, pretty much today, I'm going to show you guys real quick. So today we swept Asian low here, and we tapped into the 4-hour gap, right, on the left. Let me show you. This is the gap here. Let me take out this gap here. Can you guys see it? So we tap into this gap. We swept the Asian low, right, on London, and we have this displacement higher out of that reaction. So as you guys can see, we actually traded back into London high, we reacted from it, we traded to Asia, and then we reacted from it. So that's why I'm always like, trying to pick a trade on the opposite direction of the sweep from the previous session. Right, so that was pretty much the idea for today. As we were trading higher, price failed to print a new all-time high, and now we're kind of like changing gears. So it's going to be really interesting for tomorrow, because if we finally have some displacement lower, we can see shorts, and we can see, of course, SP500 traded finally into the weekly gap. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have for the indices. Let me take a look at questions.
Let me see in the chat if there are any questions. London high, down, appreciate the Asian low. When will JV come back? Okay, so liquidity. I think you've made yourself perfectly clear, apparently. You analyze SP500, so that's okay. Liquidity sweep, yeah. I think you've made the analysis very cool, Angel. Thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you, guys.
view on indexes. And
Of
I
course.
think let me just a few questions to Daniel, just so you know, the JV can come back on the live stream anytime you want, guys. Probably he'll do it very soon. He didn't do it a long time ago. Oh, he did do it a long time ago. So for your questions, I might be back soon. And probably looking at the markets, I think Ken and Angel covered it well today. We know what to expect. There are no trades that I'm actually looking for at this particular moment. So I'll probably just wait for the CPIs. But actually, the Canada idea for EURUSD looks sweet. So we'll see about tomorrow London session. Ken, maybe a question for you because we've introduced the new model, the E8 signature, and we're gonna do more giveaways. Do you have any ideas what can we do? I was thinking of either, and that was just hypothetical, but kind of winning in chess against our viewers. But then I was also thinking of either me or you having the account, and whoever does better than one of us will then get the account as a winner. Do you have any other ideas of what giveaways we can do for the viewers?
That's a good idea. What's in competition?
50K evaluations.
Okay.
Yeah. So because we're introducing the E8 signature and the lowest one is 50K, so we said basically that we're going to provide few loyal viewers, participants with the chance to win it. And there's a lot of ideas going through my mind. I was just wondering if you have anything on your mind that we can do.
I like that. We could try a prediction, data prediction, some high impact data. Whoever gets the most data points correctly in terms of the figures.
So we ask about a specific currency, then let people answer, check on those answers, and then come back on another live stream session and basically announcing those who predicted the right move.
Yeah. I was thinking in the sense of, I know it's probably a bit of a lottery, but whoever gets the most data points correctly. So say for example, tomorrow US CPI, getting the month for month, year on year figures.
Yeah, you mean data point? Okay,
yeah,
that's also interesting.
That's a really interesting competition.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. I'll write it down. We'll start on Wednesday. We're not gonna do this Monday, guys, just so you know, because we're gonna do a big one on Wednesday. So just wanted to get some ideas from Ken as well. So we'll see.
So when we're gonna do that competition?
On Wednesday.
The trading one.
The trading. Well, that was either the trading one or the letting them guess the data points.
Okay.
I wasn't sure which one we're gonna do. So I have a couple of ideas, as probably you do. So we can just figure out something and then just bring it up on Wednesday's live stream.
Cool. Sounds good.
Something entertaining, something fun. Also, you, Angela, if you'd have any ideas, just write them down.
I think a trading competition, like every month with a staff member, so you can trade like it's E8 against the traders. So whoever makes the most profits during the month shall get the account. I think that's fair, in my opinion.
Yeah, cool. It's cool.
Guys, just asking if there's no giveaway today. Okay, we can do today, but it's not going to be as many people as we usually do. So because I'm saving the giveaway for the Wednesday one. So thanks for the ideas, guys. We'll see. I'm not a chess master, guys. So if you want to do the chess, I don't mind it. Maybe then I'll reveal my 2200 chess master title. No, we'll see.
Strategy?
Probably. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being in. Thank you, Ken and Angel, for analyzing, sharing your analysis, sharing your insights. And I'll see you probably on Wednesday, both of you.
Cool. Yeah, see you Wednesday, guys.
Sir.
And also, guys, if you want to do the chat, if you want to do the account reviews tomorrow or Thursday, right after this stream, I'm going to create a poll on Instagram. So let me just know which day works better for you. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you on Wednesday. Best of luck trading.
Catch you all later. Take care, guys.
See ya.